It is officially time for the most anticipated match in EWE history. Brother versus brother starts now. Now, I guess John Frank's entrance a little bit off than what he normally is. Wait, that white jacket he has on means a lot to him. His debut attire he wore with the white jacket. Now this is the regular entrance of John Frank. Let's see if people consider him the greatest EWE wrestler of all time. He's held this belt for almost over 2 years, defeating the likes of LA Knight, Gunther, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor. The list goes on and on.
The way you die cannot justify the way you live. You cannot be redeemed. You cannot be forgiven. You killed me before I was even dead. You are worthless.
The terrifying video playing before Evan Almighty's entrance. If you could listen to what it says, to hear a little bit of it, it said, John Frank cannot be forgiven, and he is worthless compared to Evan Almighty. That's what I heard out of it. I don't know what else it said, but there it is. As you can see, the rest of the Forgotten Family right there. As Evan Almighty seems to be telling them a plan for tonight's match. He'll take his mask off. And now, I think he's entering the ring now. This is the face-off we've all been waiting for. John Frank and Evan Almighty officially come face-to-face. And now I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to our ring announcer.
The following contest is a No Mercy match. And it is for the EWE Championship. Introducing the challenger. He is Evan Almighty. And the champion. He is John Frank.
You also heard it right there. This is a No Mercy match, which that pretty much means anything can go. So I expect a lot of violence in this match as the bell has rung and this match is officially underway. As Evan Almighty, he's already leaving the ring and he keeps his eye on John Frank. John Frank's kind of wondering what he's doing. I thought he's taking off his jacket. There we go. So now, hopefully the match can get away. John Frank is just taunting him, the older brother, John Frank. And now here they go. Face to face. Nose to nose. They got to start fighting now, I would hope. There they go. What John Frank might need to do in this match is try to slow the pace down. Evan Almighty overpowering, but John Frank overpowers again. Going rope to rope, and now, Evan Almighty with a big slam. John Frank looking up at Evan Almighty now. She's getting right up, and Evan Almighty with a big knee to the gut before John Frank could sit up. As the gut, that's gonna be a lot of damage because Evan Almighty's finisher is the spears. Maybe he's setting up for it already in the corner, but a super kick meeting him before he could do anything. But Evan Almighty turned right around, clothesline, taking John Frank down. Looks like he hit his head inside the corner. Now Evan Almighty doing the same thing what John Frank did. He gets up, and he shoves him straight to the ground. The big brother has to show that he still is on top. And look at him, he's pointing at him. As that was the first little bit of this match. Now, I mean, I'm not wanting blood, but maybe blood is what we need. Evan Almighty just smacks him. He puts his hands behind his back. John Frank lining up a smack. It looks like, fakes him out and uses the other hand. Evan Almighty kind of like starstruck there as John Frank has non-stop taunting his match. Evan Almighty taken down. John Frank has to roll out. Evan Almighty setting up for something. A high flyer back on Evan Almighty, jumping over the top rope. Taking out John Frank over the top rope. And now he's taking off my announcer, like taking from my ring announcer's desk. He's saying something to me. I'm not really listening. He turns around. John Frank with a big drop kick on the table. And now John Frank, where's he going? He's heading up to the ring. What could he be looking for? Like a moonsault? No way. John Frank could not hit a moonsault. And maybe good. Oh! The toolbox hitting him right in the back, and he says it in the ring. Suplex, maybe? Suplex. Oh! Big elbow taking Evan Almighty down. Evan Almighty drops down now. John Frank also behind him, and he dumps him over the steel steps. Over the steel steps he goes. Maybe Evan Almighty's ribs could be hurting this match more than John Frank's, because John Frank now taking a rest break already. Evan Almighty getting up and moving a little bit. Now he looked like he's arguing with one of the fans. This is not how Evan Almighty should be acting. He looks up, and a Suicida takes out Evan Almighty. John Frank takes him out. Now, what could they be looking for now in this match, as they both just are laying on the floor now, as maybe no sign of getting up. Luckily, there's no count to worry about in this match, as they're just laying there. I think John Frank is getting up right now, and he's using the turnbuckle or the ring apron or something around there. There he is on the turnbuckle, maybe looking for a moonsault again. But wait, Evan Almighty pushing him straight into the crowd. That gives me flashbacks to Crossbones. That triple threat where John Frank got thrown in the crowd. By taking out the crowd, and now Evan Almighty gets a little rest. As John Frank trying to get up. There he is. He's up now. As Evan Almighty right behind him, I think. Yep, there he is, and pushing him as they go farther into the crowd. Where have they went? I can't really see them now. As they're gone, there's no spotlight on them. As I have no clue where they're at. Wait, they are in the concession area, the concourse. The fans are all gathered around trying to get snacks and food before returning back into their seats. Evan Almighty throwing John Frank onto the scene and getting punched right in the face. John Frank does. John Frank responds with another forearm. Evan Almighty, how's he going to respond? Is another punch. Forearm around there. Now John Frank, another forearm. Evan Almighty is stunned now. John Frank, wait, what is he doing? He's going over there grabbing the popcorn stand. Evan Almighty better move out of the way. John Frank is going fast, and he's not going to slow down. And he hits him with the popcorn stand. Now Evan Almighty crawls back to the arena. Hopefully to get there soon before John Frank gets back. As John Frank now, the crowd cheering him on. He's looking at him. He's going back inside the arena too. Now we are back in the arena. Evan Almighty officially hopped the barricade to get back. If those fans are still out, they probably will be for the rest of the night. Evan Almighty trying to use the apron, as now John Frank is back also. Evan Almighty trying to go a little bit faster, crossing over those steel steps, trying to get her maybe to leave. Maybe John Frank is he's coming too, not letting Evan Almighty get far ahead. Evan Almighty is stopped near our timekeeper's area. Wait, what is he grabbing? He's grabbing the belt, hitting John Frank, and the belt goes flying back into the ring. Evan Almighty just hit him right with the belt, and now he's grabbing the bell, but he should be more focused on John Frank. And John Frank, oh my God! That's a light tube! A light tube hitting Evan Almighty across the face. Oh my God, the blood is just pouring. It's pouring. That's a concrete block right there. John Frank just threw in along with his glass. Evan Almighty somehow back in the ring. Blood just dripping. As John Frank is stalking him, as Evan Almighty just takes another step forward. And they're face to face once again as Evan Almighty, low blow, kicking him where the sun doesn't shine, and another light tube. Getting his revenge with the light tube. Oh my God, the blood is all over him again. And now he dumps the tools everywhere. John Frank gets his first pick, a hammer. Hammer right to the head. As Evan Almighty giving a little rest for a second now before he picks his up. Oh my God! Oh! A screwdriver right to the head! The screwdriver cut off a little saddle. Oh my God! No! A screwdriver to the ear. He's screwing the ear of John Frank as he drops down. Evan Almighty's on top again in this match. This time boos are coming in. John Frank is trying to get up again. Blood all over him. In fact, he's trying to go pick up the ring bell. Curb stomp! That was one of the fastest recoveries I've ever seen of John Frank. Now he's pulling Evan Almighty's body back out into the center of the ring, looking for the leg drop. The leg drop. As wait, Darby Allin coming out of nowhere. Darby Allin taking him down. So again, the boos are coming back in. John Frank had this match won. Is now Darby Allin and Chris. What? Oh my God! Oh my God! It's Sting! The Stinger is here! Chris Jericho can't believe it. And now he's telling Darby Allin he doesn't have to be with him. Be with Evan Almighty. He can come to the light side as Chris Jericho just grabbing him. There is so much going on. I think Darby Allin just stabbed him with a pair of scissors. Yeah, as he's trying to hold the spot where he's got stabbed. And elbow! By Chris Jericho just elbowing Sting as Sting drops outside the ring. And now Darby goes back to stepping on him. And wait, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne is here. Pete Dunne is yelling at Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's ready for him to come in here. As, everybody's fighting now. As now Chris Jericho has him on one side. Tyler Bate clotheslines Darby Allin. Chris Jericho, moves and hits Pete Dunne instead. Tyler Bate does, now dumping Tyler Bate outside the ring. Now Chris Jericho just stomping on John Frank again. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are back up already. And oh my God, the light tube was in his hand. Taking out Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate as Chris Jericho standing on top. Oh my God! Could it be? Could it be? The Megastar! Evan Almighty has officially woke up, and yes it is, yes! LA Knight and Chris Jericho go through my announcer's table. Yes, as John Frank needs to capitalize on this moment. Wait, oh my God, Evan Almighty, there's no way. Spear and coming maybe? This finisher, the first finisher by Evan Almighty could be connecting, and a spear! Oh my God, no way, new champion. Cover, 1, 2. He kicked out of a spear. This deep into the match, Evan Almighty could be looking for another one. Wait, paying attention to the crowd and saying, a knee. Oh my God, wait, no, the first, on to the center block. Evan Almighty, no way. Spear by Evan Almighty, cover. 1, 2, 3, yes. I'm not happy or mad. I'm in shock right now. What? John Frank's 2-year reign has officially ended just like that in a snap of a finger. Evan Almighty is the new champion. Besides that, thank you guys for watching this show, and we'll see you guys next time, I guess.